Hello, and we're live. Yes, we're testing something.
First time.
Yeah, hopefully we don't mess this one up. We are at an undisclosed area. Just kidding, you did that last time. This is awesome. This is a great conference room.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks for setting this up. Wait, you know what's happening?
What?
It's because I see, because it'll add you to the, in your audio's feed's not pulling in.
Oh, okay. Okay, then get me in. Yeah, because now you can't hear me.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay,
can
now
hear
you can, and you can see me twice. Twice is good. Okay, no,
I can move my camera.
No, you can change the setup of the cameras. So actually, you don't. It doesn't have to show both, right? Like there's different options of what you can see. No.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, let's see here. That's right. You're right. Let me see if it'll actually.
Or
work.
you can let that camera show you only.
This way. There you go. I got it.
Oh,
I got
perfect.
it. Figured it out.
Nice.
I'm not used to doing that like this. I'm used to like remote interviews.
Yeah.
Hopefully, there's no.
You're becoming an
echo.
influencer now, so it's okay.
Okay,
What's
yeah.
up? How's your week? How's your day so far?
I think it's going well considering that I was able to publish 2 issues 2 days in a row.
Yes, it's a big milestone today. We're starting with once a day.
Yeah,
That's a big milestone,
exactly.
and I like how you're making it by a different by a different theme every day, right? So
Yeah.
Monday is
Motivational, positive news.
Tuesday is tech.
Today's Women Wednesdays. I have the draft ready. So
Nice. And then Thursday is
all about Tallahassee, like kind of like
about
throwbacks and facts.
nice.
You mentioned that you wanted
And
to do that.
Friday is my best day.
It's your favorite one, I think.
Fun favorite Friday.
I like that because Fridays sometimes people don't even want to open email, but I think that
Yeah.
will really, scare
Yes.
people to want to open it. So we'll see how that goes.
I agree. But you don't have to mention in the subject line the theme anymore.
No, yeah.
Like probably we're gonna do it for this week, but then
Yeah.
for next week
Exactly.
we don't have to do
That's
it.
the
and
whole
it's
idea.
just-
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
So,
nice.
and then for today, it's funny because we were chatting about events and we wanted to talk about, as far as the topic goes, is event marketing.
Mhm.
And so how it applies to CityClips. And then for events, like I know you mentioned events don't typically make a ton of money. It can be a lot of work, a lot of money, costs. And it's true. Like I noticed that.
I agree. Like, listen, I've never seen an event company that became a unicorn. So that should tell you that probably they don't make that much money. No, honestly, I've seen a lot of my friends struggle in the event business. Like, it is a good business. It's probably rewarding because of all of the networking that happens and seeing a lot of people and getting to know a lot of people. And it's you can do impressive stuff in events, but at the end of the day, it's a lot of work, and usually it's not a lot of profit at the end. And expenses can go overhead. Sometimes you never know about the attendance until last minute, how many people actually show up, and so it's actually a very difficult business to manage. And you can see a lot of businesses go bankrupt just because attendance isn't that good, even though the brand name is huge and they have TV and whatnot. But it's difficult to pull off events. It's very difficult, and people tend to be attracted to the most important events. And then, so there is a cluster of events, small cluster of events that actually will attract all of the attention in the world. But then all of the other events will suffer at the same time. Like if you have a great event, but it happens to be at the same time as an important football match, that's it. You're
Yeah,
done.
that's
You're
true.
done. But yeah, so event is very tough business. However, so it's tough business for revenue. But I think what we were talking about it is as a source of marketing. What can it do for your business? Like, can you use it in a smart way? Yes, definitely. If you can have an event that breaks even, but basically is generates a lot of good marketing for you in terms of brand awareness, conversions, etc., then actually that's a good deal, because otherwise you will have to pay to get that brand awareness. You will have to pay to get conversions.
It's true.
But if you could do something that breaks even and gets you marketing results, that's amazing.
Yeah, I think it's smart only if you're not spending too much money. Or especially too, like I think virtual events are great. I've attended some really well done virtual events, and especially if there's education involved and you get to network and you feel like a lot of inspiration, you get to connect with other like minded individuals that you would not have normally met. So I think there's something to it, but like you can't put a value to that. So it's hard to measure, actual success unless you have systems in place to like already
Yes.
track that.
Yeah. A friend of mine is really good in quantifying growth, quantifying success, and I think it's really important. You really have to understand the metrics that you want to achieve in order to know if a marketing campaign that you launch is good or not. Like
Mhm.
um, for newsletters, we tried to minimize it to cost of acquisition for each subscriber. Like
Yeah.
if I go on Instagram, if I advertise for $1,000, how many am I expecting in return?
Mhm.
And we found out actually before we even started, I saw the benchmark for Morning Brew because they've talked about it. And there's a lengthy article about it, and they were mentioning something around $3 per subscriber.
Right.
And they were figuring out different ways of how do you reduce that. And then they came up with the ideas of the merchandise and incentivizing people to share the morning brew, and then accordingly, they were able to reduce the cost of acquisition.
Mhm.
That's a good starting point. But then, so this is probably the North Star. The North Star for a newsletter is how many subscribers do we have? Then a very important metric is the cost of acquisition for each subscriber.
Mhm.
And if you establish that, then you can tell for every marketing event that you want, okay, if I'm spending this much on marketing, then I should get at least this many subscribers. If my goal is
Right.
if my goal is somewhere in between, it's brand awareness and conversions, okay, then I want conversions to at least amount to this much, and then the remaining is brand awareness, and maybe I don't know, also try to figure out a way to quantify what's good brand awareness versus what's not.
Which is really good. I mean, I know even for some experts, they say sometimes contests, you could get fast growth, for giveaways and stuff. But
Yeah.
then if you don't have genuine readers and people who are loyal to your content, then that can really mess up your list.
Mm.
But I like the idea with virtual events or possibly partnering with event people who have audiences or attendees that are like-minded of the actual audience you want to acquire,
Mm.
then it makes sense to partner with that type of event partner. Like I'm thinking of other ones, for example, like the holiday party that's coming up with Tech Alliance, which is pretty well attended, and they are willing to work with us on what we'd like to do.
Nice.
And so I'm excited for that, which if you're catching this recording, November 29th is their holiday party, and Wednesday at 5 p.m. at the Challenger Center. So
Nice.
we're excited about to see. They're going to have some fun activities. Like I think they're going to have an escape room.
Okay.
So, and it's limited spots, so you got to claim it.
Okay.
So yeah, anyways, going back to what you're saying.
No, so I agree. I think you mentioned an amazing idea, a virtual event. Like, and the way you suggested an idea in details, and I think the way it was suggested, it's amazing. Like, if you can get a good speaker to a relevant audience that we think is very relevant to our brand,
Mhm.
then definitely yes. And yeah, if he has like a fan base and potentially like a lot of people, because we're talking as a startup, we're still building that fan base.
Great.
So if he has a fan base, then it can be converted to for some of them at least to become part of our audience. Then that's amazing.
Mhm.
So yes, I agree. If we're talking about newsletter, in our case, mostly tech, business, lifestyle, I think a lot you will find a lot of influencers potentially who participate in this. But yeah, so did you narrow down the list? Do you have
Yeah.
someone in mind? Do you have
Yes.
attend?
I mean, I'm not ready to disclose yet until like we actually have some confirmations. But like I mentioned, there are those who are interested in doing an actual event. They were interested in person, but I'll see if they'd be interested in possibly getting a virtual one as like a pre-launch or it's almost like, a teaser,
Mhm.
and then see who'd be interested in attending. And you get a kind of feel for like who's actually interested,
That's a really good idea.
because you're saving money and then you still get emails,
Yeah.
initially, and then you can then reshare and follow up with an actual in-person event.
But you see, it's tricky. If we're getting emails, we have to be very clear that the email is for the newsletter and the newsletter is the content. We don't want to trick people anyway. I agree with you that
Yeah.
content,
I mean, yes.
just to grab emails, probably is not a good idea because these people will not be engaged. I think what double-edged rewarding, I think, is a good idea. Like in the sense, what Morning Brew did for a long time was basically you go and suggest Morning Brew for one of your friends, and if you do that, you will both get a reward, or you will both go into a competition for potentially both getting a reward. I think what that does, you're talking to someone who opened the email to an audience, and he's going to recommend someone. So most probably he's going to look for someone, he's going to think of someone who is like-minded in the sense, probably they will like that as well. So this way, you're actually guaranteeing while it is still an award or a contest, but
Mhm.
it's filtering it in a way that actually it goes to the right audience.
More focused, strategic.
And
Yeah.
and they did it as well. I don't know if you've ever seen one of these campaigns. So basically, they will say, "Okay, listen, we have 2 MacBooks to give away. You have 24 hours. Recommend the Morning Brew to as many people as you can. And with each recommendation, with each sign up, you will have one more ticket to be in the draw. And tomorrow morning, we're gonna tell you who's the winner."
I remember that one.
And actually,
I remember that one.
I think the urgency of it makes
Yeah.
it successful because the urgency, it tells you, oh, okay, who are the people, and you do it immediately. Okay,
Yeah.
if you have 3 people in mind, you forward it to 3 people, and if they ask you about it, you immediately respond and you say yes, and or convince them. That's it, 3.
And you won't forget if you just tell them you have to do it by the end of the day or by tomorrow.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
the other thing.
Exactly.
The urgency is important. Yeah, no. I mean, hey,
Yeah,
finally got stickers.
nice.
Got some stickers, and then I got some Lucky Goat stickers, and they're only $2 each. So
Okay, so it's going to be merch. So what is it? What is the idea?
here, and remember I mentioned last time, he said it was a great idea. I mean, he told me, and I was like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. It's like not that costly to have a sticker table and say, hey, I'd like for you to, know about our newsletter. We're giving away a sticker for anyone who signs up today. So since you were saying $3, and I'm trying to figure out how can I acquire an email for just $1 or less, like $1 to $2 to kind of save cost for us initially. And then of course, down the line, maybe I'm willing to spend more.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then of course, one of the things that I want to eventually roll out is the referral rewards program. Maybe it's just like 3 items to manage better, or maybe 5, because I mean,
Otherwise you'll forget, and I will never get one.
oh yeah, I'll give you a bunch. I'm gonna
Don't give me a bunch. We need subscribers. I give it to
give it
somebody.
away. Did you see Eddie shared our last issue?
He did?
Yeah.
With
He-
whom?
He really liked the last one,
Yes.
and he shared it to like 4 or 5 of his like
Nice.
team members. He said, "I'm hoping that they all sign up." So then after that, like 4 or 5 people signed up, I think.
And you told me about an interesting lunch that you had with someone, and they were talking positively about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
Sean. Shout out to Sean. You probably saw.
Sean. No, I'm sorry.
Is everything okay?
I'm just
You're gonna put it on. Here's the way.
Yeah.
Multitasking. Yeah. So Sean, he won the last giveaway, and we were trying to figure out like he mentioned I can ship it, or we can. I said, why don't we meet up and just so yeah, he happened to be free for lunch, so then we met up, and then we had a great conversation about tech in general. He's been in Tallahassee for about the same amount of time as I have, but he's an FSU alum. He did travel for a while before and then came back. And
What is
yeah,
he working on now?
he's actually working for Action Analytics. And he used to run his own business and then eventually now is full time for Action Analytics. And one of their main clients is Apple.
Oh,
So,
nice.
so really smart guy. I call him a data guru, but just all around really great representative, a young professional, who has family.
That's exactly.
He has great, like we have similar perspectives of Tallahassee, potential growth, so much opportunity, and also with the tech scene, he's very aware of the tech scene.
Stick. Can I show you?
Yes, awesome. Yeah, show the camera. Cool, that's awesome.
So and like you know what I liked about that interaction when you sent it to me, you were excited about it,
Yes.
and this is what I told you about most of
Yes.
this, and this is only with a few number of audience. Like
Yeah.
we're still very small,
Yeah.
in the early days.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, like the more of these interactions that happen, it
Mhm.
just helps you. Sometimes they give you new ideas, and honestly, it's a positive idea. Like it's rare that in a business where you genuinely help people in a way. You're helping them. You're helping people who you write about. You're helping people who you're writing to, and as well the writers themselves. Writing is a good exercise. It's
Oh,
a
yeah.
positive exercise. It
Yeah.
improves your mindset. You're like
Learning.
Yep.
Yeah.
Learning. The
Yeah.
research is an amazing learning. I've never seen a business like this where actually it is a win-win for all stakeholders
Right.
in the business, I believe.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I mean, of course, I would love to monetize as soon as possible.
Do not
It
trust.
takes time.
I honestly think the key focus for me, at least for the first 8 months to a year,
Mhm.
was really enjoy it. Really enjoy the research, really enjoy the writing, really and look for clues about what went well, what did not go well, through people's interactions, through people's comments, through people's clicks, like any clue that you can get about how to improve the content, and be brave in trying different stuff. Like I don't know, at some point in time, we tried comics, we tried.
Mhm.
What did we try? We tried like mysteries. We tried, and I wrote something once in a hidden. I wrote a hidden message in
Oh,
in one of the newsletters, and I asked people to look for it, and whoever found it, they were gonna get a prize. And actually,
that's
we did
cool.
that. So experiment, have
Yeah.
fun with it. The more you will have fun with it, the more the reader will see how genuine it is, and they will have fun with it
Like
as
have
well.
a voice, like
Have an absolute
figure
genuine
out the voice. Actually, Morning Brew did something cool, which is I'm not sure if they're still doing it, and I think they were experimenting with. The audience submits a word. Did you notice that? And then they have to put the word in the issue, and then you have to guess what it is. And it's really funny because I noticed I was like, that's a funny word to have. Like, yeah, you guessed it. Yeah, I was like, I knew it. I knew it was one of those words. But yeah, it was definitely funny. It's almost like an inside joke,
Yes,
with that person.
with the reader. But imagine, but you know what is happening over here? Like this is how the relationship is being built and strengthened between the brand and the audience.
Yeah,
You know how Apple fans are crazy about Apple? Like they will not hear anything
Yeah.
bad about Apple.
they
Like
will line up
they will
overnight.
line up. Like they
For
don't
the
care about
products.
pricing. This is how strong love of a brand can be, and I think Morning Brew is cultivating that. Like in a way, even if their content goes bad, if the news cycle is not good, whatever. If you're a Morning Brew fan, you're a Morning Brew fan.
Yes.
Uh, so it's about building the brand, and that brand cares about creating this connection. It's not a dry news source, like I don't know, like so many of the other news outlets.
Oh yeah, those legacy media companies are dying. Sorry, just true. But yeah, no, there's still major opportunity for it, like niche marketing, just a vertical
Yeah.
markets for newsletters, and especially in areas that don't have this already. And so that's why it. I mean, you motivate me because you still see that it's very much needed, and it is. I'm having a lot of fun. It's just like balancing everything with client work and this. And so, yeah, ultimately, I do see this growing significantly.
I think this is a huge, this is an issue that probably will need to be addressed eventually at some point in time.
Mhm.
One of probably this was a lucky break for Jareed. That for the first 6 months, 8 months, I was really focused on it,
Mhm.
100%,
Mhm.
even without getting paid on it. Because, but I took a big risk. At that point
Yeah.
in time, I had an investment. I sold out that investment specifically and said, "This is going to be the cost of me running Jareed for 6 to 8 months."
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
really, I was just focused on it 6 months. I would try to market it in every way possible. I was just giving it 24/7.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and I think it worked. And I think you need that. You need the champion who keeps advocating for it, redistributing content in different ways. So the
Mhm.
written becomes a podcast, and the podcast can become a video, or can become
Right.
Instagram post, or it can, and all of a if you have time, you will have more time. Research and taking your time in writing content in different creative ways. Sometimes it takes an like you might have a newsletter ready in an hour, right? But
Yeah.
at the same time, if you want to perfect it, probably you want to spend 2 hours or
Yeah.
3 hours and
Right.
4 hours. And it's a never-ending cycle. Like you can keep improving it forever,
Oh
and
yeah.
eventually you can get to this amazing newsletter. And there were a couple of newsletters that I was just amazed with the content that was
Yeah.
written, and I kept resharing it. And some of our old articles, they keep getting reshared even after a year or so.
Oh.
So it's but you will need give it time, and you need the champion. So anyway, we'll keep managing, but
Yeah.
yeah, having this in mind is healthy, so we know what is needed to make this business success.
And I think it still helps my brand overall too. Just, being able to connect with local leaders like Eddie, CEO Ruvos, is already excited about it. He understands the value of something like this. That kind of connects the dots for people. And then even people are saying, oh, yeah, I've shared it already to friends because I didn't even know this was happening. And, I wanted them to know about these events that you shared. So, like, those kinds of feedback is great. And still, like, we still want to also get constructive feedback because it's really helpful. To tie it back into like events, and it's funny because Morning Brew's doing this, so is The Hustle. They have daily podcasts, like 15 minutes to 30 minutes, where they're actually reporting news, which I love now because you can't, like, I try to listen to radio to kind of get an idea of what's happening in the news, and it's like stuff I don't really care about. But then I'll listen to their daily podcast to kind of know what's happening with the business world and tech world, and I can just learn about it super fast. And then, of course, I can review newsletters, but some of them can be really long.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I noticed that even with Morning Brew now is that they're stacking other sources of revenue, which includes courses. So they've included courses, they've included like templates and things like that. So they're doing other things in
Yeah.
addition to what they've been doing with the newsletter.
The trick is you will never know when which one is the highest. Like even if a company says there is multiple sources of revenue, I think there is always the 80-20 rule. There is this one source of revenue that probably is giving you
A lot
80%,
more. Right.
80% revenue
Exactly.
compared to others. I know this definitely for a fact in Jareed. But it's always interesting to keep exploring other sources of revenue, because some, even if they're lower, but sometimes they're more stable. So actually, that's good, or they're like more predictable. That's
Mhm.
always good in business. Um, okay, if we take it back to marketing,
Yeah.
are we ready to talk about some of the results about marketing initiatives, to reflect on them? Do we think they were good? They were bad? We did not try that many things yet.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I know that we've gotten, and the only thing that we've really done is the Fun for Telly Kids promo, and we did get emails from that, and then we are still trying to roll out everything else. Like, we'll see what happens with Teltech and the partnership with that. Oh, Women Wednesdays, they're going to still put a plug in for us because I know they feature our logo in the event, which, by the way, if you guys haven't heard yet, the event was amazing. I'm
Nice.
just saying, yeah, that's like the first of many where they'll highlight women in music.
Oh, nice.
And I mean, everybody who attended was like floored because a lot of the performers, not only are they living here and based here, but they could have qualified for American Idol, X Factor,
Wow.
any one of those talent shows, and they probably could have made it up in the top 10 at least if the judges.
Yeah.
But they were so talented, and a lot of excitement happened after that, and so we as in like, since I am partnered with Barbara at Women Wednesdays, we hope to highlight more women in music and maybe pair it with something else. We're still figuring out like what that's going to look like in the next year.
Okay.
And so we'll see what happens with that. And so those two organizations.
We're sponsoring the Convergence Clash as well.
Yes, there's
Yes.
that. Oh, which by the way, which
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you too. Momentum Fitness has screens all over their gym too. And I see the same ads every day. Like
Nice.
and it's on.
You know how much is it for?
It's not that much. I need to double check because I know they recently.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah. But I see the same ones. I was like, I saw that every day. Like I've been going to the gym.
That's good. That's really good brand awareness at the very least.
Yeah, exactly. But we'll see if people actually sign up during their workout. I don't know.
They have their phones. They have their phones all the time. So
Yeah.
they might as well, and they're taking selfies. They might
Yeah.
as well take a picture of the
I
QR
know.
code.
So like, oh, maybe it could be something like catch today's news, about
Yeah.
business tech
Yeah.
by scanning this code or something like that.
Yeah, we should A/B test what messages work well, what messages don't. But yeah,
Yes,
definitely.
I have it pulled up, which by the way is more of the open rates. Do you want me to show you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I could share. I don't know if we want to disclose that all completely.
We're disclosing everything. I don't know why Julie keeps saying. I don't know if the whole point of this documentation is like unless it's someone's address or phone number,
No,
please
I
do
know.
not disclose that. But other than that,
I'm
yes,
just like,
you should.
this
Like,
is the
why not?
beginning, but it's like, yeah. So you see my screen, right? I mean, I think you can see it. Yeah. I'm just only sharing one window because I need to be able to see, but let me widen this. So if you see, okay, remember how you were saying like you were kind of panicking about the Tallahassee nonprofit topic? I so far it has the most opens out of all of them. Like so 63, even though the percentage, obviously it's skewed because we had more subscribers after October 12th. So if you can see where my mouse is here, I need to zoom in. Shoot, that's too close. But yeah, so like October 12th.
Remove the mouse and let's just keep the
Okay.
percentages.
Okay. 26. I mean 65%,
Uh,
66%. So even though the
which
drop
one was the one about?
so drop in percentage only because we got more. So see 28 opens, 57 opens. So even though it's the lower percentage, obviously we have more on the list. And then
Then the one afterwards.
and it's 63 opens, 57%.
So okay.
So I'm just saying people
Wait.
showed interest and opened this one.
Okay, what about the click rate?
Okay, the click rate. I mean, it's one click. I don't think I put in a ton of.
So you only see what you want to see. You don't want to see what you don't want
That's not true. Okay, just because
to see. No, listen.
you stayed here for you. No, because the reason why.
I will not be able to convince you of something that you don't want to be convinced with. Like I'm honestly, I'm speaking with. I am not saying it was bad content. What I'm trying to say is, what is our brand positioning? And
Yeah.
then our brand positioning isn't necessarily this. That's all I'm trying to say. There is like this is a bigger discussion.
Yeah.
There is nonprofits.
Uh-huh.
There's many nonprofits in the city. We are not one of them. We do not want to give the impression that we are a nonprofit or we're
yeah.
talking about
Yeah,
nonprofits. But
completely agree.
so why was it the first theme to start with?
It wasn't my intention to be the first thing, but I
Okay,
thought,
but that
okay.
happened. So I was just reacting to that fact. So you said you have like 5 or 6 themes: tech,
Mhm.
business, fun. I don't know what, but you started with the nonprofit theme, so I don't know.
Oh, Robert, thank you.
Robert
Oh,
living in a
I
nonprofit.
just saw that because he did say he did get. Okay, thank you, Robert. He's actually hearing echo.
Oh,
Hopefully, it's not too much. But he said my audio is good, but I think for some reason maybe it's picking up over there. I'm hearing it faintly, but I can't tell 100%.
Okay. Is this better?
Hopefully it's not super obvious, but he's not. I don't know. I'm not gonna be able to tell. Here, let me put the volume.
Volume.
I didn't even see that he had it on. Go ahead, test it.
Testing. We're almost done with the podcast. So
Yeah.
we're gonna test it. Reduce mic background noise. Is this better?
I mean, in my end, I'm not hearing anything.
Okay, it doesn't matter. Even if this episode is better, let's finish our discussion.
We can add that to the bloopers. No, but I see what you're saying. But I would say the open rate.
Why are we still arguing about this? Like honestly, this has been more than a week ago, and we're already.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I still think like it doesn't have to be the primary focus. Like we agreed on that.
Yeah.
But I also think that it does show like we do care. Like,
Okay.
and
Why do you want to prove that you care?
well, I mean, because Tallahassee cares. Like Tallahassee,
Okay.
that's our audience, and so they do care. So that's why I want to.
What are
just.
we doing?
I just want to indicate. Look, you're overreacting, bro.
I'm not over. I didn't even open up the topic. You don't open up the topic.
No, only because I was looking at numbers. And I was just trying to say, like, oh, maybe this will be a good indicator that it was okay.
Okay. Can we talk about marketing? The actual topic of the issue.
Yes.
What are we gonna like? How do you reflect on our marketing initiatives so far, and how can we improve our marketing initiatives? By the way, I would want to talk about a couple of things. Maybe first of all, the messaging. Do you think the messages that we tried are good, or should we change them? Like the designs and the messaging, the call to action. Do you think all of this was clear or not? The placement of them in different places. Like, how do you reflect on everything that we've done, specifically when it comes to marketing?
I think we'll have to do more. We just have to test more. I have to double check with Fun. I know Fun for Tally has just shared one of our ads on their newsletter, so I need to check the timing of that and see if there was an uptick at all.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that's why I think ads in general might not do it unless we actually have if we have some of our other clips as part of an ad. I like that. With some of the episodes that we've had, and you include your insights and tips, then I think that might be a good, little teaser or something. But I think triggering, like, that's why I think events might be better.
Oh, it's fun for that. How are you? I don't think it's a wise idea to generalize based on one experiment, which is Fun for Tally. Fun for Tally has the risk of it. Maybe we don't have the right audience.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know about the engagement numbers. I don't know how are people engaged with their emails. I know their emails is not necessarily their main channel, so I don't know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I can double check. I know Jessica's in the middle of transitioning with some other things, but I'll check with her, like, just to see.
So
Hey,
do we still have? Are they still gonna send it out more? How long is this ongoing?
I think it's for a month. We're only doing this for a month.
Okay, so
I'll
and that started.
Technically, it was got to be 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
2 to 3 weeks ago. But yeah.
Okay. I think. Okay. Definitely trying Gmail ads will. You will see results. We've tried Gmail ads before. We need to open up an account and we need to try it out. And actually, you can control how much you want to spend for a conversion.
Mm-hmm.
But it needs a bit of setup, like in terms of connecting the subscribe with, so that Google understands that everyone who clicks on subscribe, that's a conversion. Like they have to know what do you mean by conversion? Is it a buy? Is it a subscribe, etc. So we can link that operation and then we can try it, and you will be able to see and establish that cost of acquisition, whether it's $3 for us or less or more. I don't know. We have to try it out.
Okay. Cool. That's cool. Here's the thing, because what we can do is talk about this once we get offline, is clarify, because there's those things, and then there's setting up the LLC, and then there's trying to get interns. But I finally figured out a system where my team member helps me set up. I give them directions like we need to look into these things, and then they find some articles that we can link to. So it's been a good system. We're now finally just trying to get like to get to daily. We finally got to that point, and so hopefully by next week we can try to get to a week ahead. You know what I mean? Like start, because there's some evergreen content, and then there's the time sensitive, spontaneous ones. So
that's amazing, and that will free you in a sense to focus on the other stuff.
yeah, exactly.
No, then I think in terms of content, there was big milestones that were achieved.
Yeah, and I'm finding really cool things. So I like the focus too. So hey, isn't it at 15 or 50? 10:50? You gotta head out.
10:50.
Okay.
But either way, we're overtime. By
Yes.
6.
All right. Bye, guys. We're going to hop off. We'll see you next week. Oh, shoot. One more thing. Let's do the drawing.
What drawing?
I know. I put it in the email for yesterday, so I'm going to announce the drawing.
Okay.
What I do is,
okay.
yeah, I like to make it official. I mean, we could always do a recording offline too. Google does this thing. Have you ever seen the name generator?
No.
I love it. So I pull, what I'll do is I'll just pull like 3 names from the list.
Can you share the screen?
Yeah. I'm going to show the screen of, first I'm going to pull let's say in the last month, obviously that we got a new subscriber for the last month. So pick a number from, how do I keep track of this? Pick a number from 1 to 10.
4.
So Alexis. And then pick a number from 5 to 15.
12.
Okay. Jessica. And then one more name. 1 to 10. It's a different set of names, so.
9.
Okay, Betty. So Betty, Jessica Lee, and Alexis. I'm going to go ahead and put their names in this generator, and I'll share my screen. Betty, Jessica, and Alexis. Now as I hear the faint, dude, where are you? Oh, it's the spin the wheel names. Google wheel name. There it is. Okay. All right, share my screen. Betty, Jessica. Here you go. So this thing, they have like these, okay, here we go.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Betty.
That's it.
I like the fireworks.
I know. I don't know who made this, but it matches Google. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull that off. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Nice.
Yes. So glad we can remember. We'll put it in our email and we'll send it out. And I'll reach out to Betty for winning and she'll pick her own swag. So thanks, guys. Share the newsletter. Sign up for cityclips.net. We'll see you next time.